Here we are, back at Dive Academy. We are here to get our open diving qualification. We also have a very special guest with us.
It's
Duncan.
Hello.
Duncan is also joining us and doing his open water alongside us.
Big, huge thanks to the Royal Dolphin Conservation for facilitating this.
Stop bloody wailing.
This is one of their campaigns at the moment about stopping, quite frankly, pointless and barbarous whaling.
That's what we're going to be doing. Like the next 2 days, we're stopping it. We're stopping it completely.
We're out there finding people. We hope you enjoy this little video about diving and us learning to do it.
We're going to dive deep.
Yeah, up to 18 meters.
In the actual sea.
In the actual open sea. For 2
real,
days.
like genuinely.
Yes.
Assuming we passed the pool stuff.
Yeah.
And
What did we do yesterday?
Well, construct our whole scuba rig.
Yeah.
How that all
Struggled at swimming.
Isn't that? Take a rest. To improve my technique.
Gotta swim like a Labrador, that's the secret.
How's it feeling?
Floaty, mate. Super floaty right now.
Yeah.
Struggled at swimming.
We swam
played some
17
games
laps
17
of this tiny pool. It was
check
quite
our
hard.
fitness. But yeah, let's progress the course and see how it goes.
A vital part of the diving system is the buddy system.
Buddies.
Where we pair up. I was with Trot and Ross was with Duncan, and we take care of each other when we dive, check each other's kit, and generally keep each other alive.
I'm helping my buddy.
You are indeed, yeah.
Okay.
Good stuff, Duncan.
Yeah, good stuff. Looking sassy and ready for the beach.
Beach ready.
Check complete. We're going to do some different entering techniques, which is always important. You need to know how to enter correctly.
Oh, nice.
It smells minty fresh.
Trot's about to do his entry.
Am I?
Ross is about to do a commando roll.
We did some instructional stuff, so this is all the safety procedures you need to do before you go into the sea, and don't die underwater.
So, for example, here we're removing and replacing our regulator. It is useful doing it here because you kind of, when you're in open sea, your mind is a little bit more scattered.
I think the mask stuff was probably the worst stuff. So there's points where we have to take our mask off underwater fully, and then you've got to place it back on and then clear it. So as you saw, Duncan was clearing his.
Yeah, we're learning about neutral buoyancy here. So your BCD inflates and deflates, and it allows you to establish some level of buoyancy. However, the thing to also take into account is when you're breathing your air, your lungs are filling with air, then the air leaves when you breathe out, and that affects your buoyancy as well. So there's a very subtle skill to learning to stay neutrally buoyant.
You find yourself exhaling like super hard, like you're pushing your diaphragm and stuff.
And these are just like fun things like collecting rings with just the snorkel. So it just teaches us how to dive, get something, get back up, and hold our breaths. And it just became a mad scramble because they like find the number one.
It's a tiny pool.
Go.
It was very small.
Very tiny.
For all of us to just race around
against each other.
It's interesting. You're just clustered on.
It's like watching a load of sharks
feast.
Finding a piece of meat.
Yeah.
Full mask removal.
This is the stuff I was talking about. So it's kind of like awkward. I mean, I didn't want to open my eyes because I just don't like chlorine in my eyes. You have to breathe to the side so the bubbles don't like squirt up your nose, because then you like.
They pull open your
uncomfortable.
eyelids.
Yeah. Throughout the entire thing, there's certain checks like pulling out certain cables and then connecting them again, just making sure you know how to do this stuff underwater in like pressured situations.
It's out of air, so they cut off my water tank to show me what it's like.
Cut off your air tank.
Yeah, that's the one, to simulate what it's like to lose air. It's not nice.
They did several exercises so that you could kind of get used to balancing yourself and the buoyancy and stuff. So obviously I'm exhaling like crazy to get low, so I don't have any air in my lungs. And you can tap.
You're not allowed to touch the floor. You just have to tap these. It's quite difficult.
Just like some basic skills, really.
And this is the buddy system controlled ascent.
Ascent, yeah.
Yeah, controlled.
So controlled emergency ascent was it?
Because we haven't got the verticality to do it, we're just swimming around in circles, simulating 9 meters. This is simulating if
you're
a free flow happens.
Yeah,
free flow of your regulator happens.
It just pisses air out like constantly.
You have to have the regulator mostly out of your mouth, and you're just sucking on the air that's getting thrown out a bit.
Yeah, this is if your regulator fails, basically.
It will do that, yeah.
One of the other things we had to do was remove our BCDs jackets underwater and then replace them. This entire course is doing the scariest things you could possibly do underwater with all the gear, but learning how to handle it.
Looks like you're struggling.
I was struggling there.
For how graceful and light you feel once you're down there and all happy, out of the water and just dealing with the kit, it's very cumbersome.
Yeah. Super heavy.
Yeah, super heavy. We did this at Dive Academy in Yeovil, obviously. So we had to get an Airbnb nearby. And there were some animals.
Chickens! Rabbit!
I think the owner was a
Donkey!
veterinarian, or she was specialised in hedgehogs, right?
Hedgehog sort of rehabilitation.
But they had this like goat which liked to piss on people.
Just don't stand behind them because they've had an operation, and so they wig out the back. Very
Doing it. It's doing it.
and he's showing you.
It's doing it.
A full demonstration.
I was very keen for it.
Hello.
Oh, you tuck it back in. That was a harsh one. Trying to set the mood.
That was fucking creepy as hell.
So creepy. Well, we should do a house tour really, because this place is weird. So we've just arrived at our farmhouse Airbnb, and this place is really cool. It's very quaint. There's zero signal, and there are no neighbours for miles.
Welcome to the farmhouse tour. We are beginning in the porchway. Let's move quickly from this place into a nicer lit kitchen.
It's lit!
Surprise.
Anyone for figging?
And now let's go into the 300-year-old, 500-year-old farmhouse. Watch your head.
One you saw earlier.
We have the lady of the house and her husband. Oh, in the wood. Apparently they used to carry kegs up these stairs 500 years ago. Isn't that fascinating? Yes. Very comfy.
And there's some Jenga to play some real life blockle.
Nice big bathroom. Look at that.
That's a good one. God, who's got this bed?
The creepiest bed.
Why is this creepy?
Another little bed.
This is a corridor bed.
Another big room at the back of the farmhouse. It just kept going.
And then out there is nothing for miles.
It's a man. There's also a frog. It's drinking alcohol with detached hands.
Does it creep you out, does it?
A little bit.
Does it? It's a quick tour. There is a farm outside. It's too dark to show any of that. Save energy. And this is the circle, the ritualistic circle. We'll sit in later on as we pray to the demon goats outside.
So Trot's found these things, haven't you, Trot? Trot gets bad ears, so he's found this special mask you can get that has little ear things on it. It's bad.
Looks like you're listening to something cool.
Does it affect your hearing?
Huh?
It does affect his hearing. Now we're back at Dive Academy for our second day. We're doing a ton of dives in the pool to check everything is right and we know our stuff. And then later on we're going to be trying on dry suits, which we're going to do a dive with out in the sea. Which apparently is its own kettle of fish, because you've got to learn how to equalise it and stuff.
We were feverishly looking through quite a thick book of what dry suits are, and a little quiz at the end, so that was fun last night.
That was really fun.
I'm excited.
Did any of it sink in for you?
Yeah.
Sink being the main word.
Yeah, the operative word.
Rapid ascent, that's my word.
Yeah.
Rapid
Rapid ascent with leg swelling, so your feet go up in the air first.
Yeah, that's the scary one.
Oh, lubing up.
There we go.
I'm in.
Over your face. There we go. So it's going to feel reasonably tight around your neck. So that's the dry zip. You'll find all the warm air comes out. And you're perfectly shrink wrapped.
Yeah, all
Right.
shrink wrapped.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apart from the neck, yeah. Very dry.
So this is the potential hood. I can see why they opted against using them. Duncan looks like he's choking to death. Bright red. So basically under this we have like a restrict. This is our dry suit, and it's restricting a lot. We're not having these. I'm happy not having the hood.
Good morning. It is a fine Thursday. We are heading out to Portland for our open water dive in a dry suit. How's everybody feeling today?
Oh, pretty tired.
Perky as fuck. Yesterday was a long ass day. We did basically an 11-hour day from 10 AM till 9 PM. A lot of skills, firstly with just wetsuits, and then we got into dry suits like 4 or 5 PM, something like that.
Yeah.
Quite late. And dry suits, they're pretty warm. And the little confined water space that we have, very constricting. It's basically like being backpacked, which we all kind of like, apart from the testicle squeeze. And Duncan had a nice issue with one of his feet, constantly trying to swim.
My left foot just wants to float.
Which is an issue because then he'd be upside down.
He would be upside down. It's a major problem. Yeah, basically you don't want to fly up to the surface very quickly because you become more and more buoyant as air expands the closer you get to the surface, and so you will rush up to the top and you will get the bends. So it's pretty bad. At the depths we're going today, it's not going to be an issue. We're going to like 6 to 9 meters, I think. getting some
69 meters.
629.
Oh.
69 is way out of our depth. But yeah, it should be fun. Looking forward to it. Also slightly terrified because it's open water.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine.
We're in Portland. Oh, Trot's already got his gear on, so he's got his undersuit,
Well, the top part.
which is basically like trackies. And yeah, look how calm it is. It's very, very calm out there. We're wandering out into the sea.
The great abyss.
To yeah, like Trot was saying, about 6 to 9 meters. So it should be pretty good. All right, we're about to do our first dry suit dive in the sea. It's much deeper than we first did it a long time ago. Like how deep was that? Like 2-3 meters?
Yeah.
A bit more of an interesting dive, hopefully.
Power Rangers assemble.
Right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So this was Chesil Cove in Portland. This is our first sea dive. This was right off the shore, so we literally walked into the water.
Beautiful
out to
visibility.
about, was it like 6 meters, I think?
Yeah, the depth wasn't.
But we had the shore waves kind of pushing us about. The current. We had to basically do all the things that you've seen already, and more, like removing our mask, filling up the water, regulator removal, replace, taking jacket off and on again, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and it was harder underwater here, I think, because obviously you had various different things happening.
And salt water.
And the salt water, yeah, but
it's not as tasty.
This was a quick little dive before we went on to some boat stuff. Unfortunately, we didn't film that stuff because we did a big old dive the next day, but you'll see that in a second.
So here you can see us sort of holding on to each other because we're quite close to the shore, and yeah, like
we were all over the place.
The current is really washing us about.
Yeah.
So also this was the first time I think that we've been in open water in dry suits.
Yeah.
So dry suits have their own buoyancy, which is a real challenge. That's why we actually had to do a separate sort of mini qualification as well as doing our open water to learn how to use it.
Hello, this is our 4th day of diving. We've done a lot of diving yesterday. We did 3 separate dives. 2 of them were at the same time on the boat. One of them was on, what was the beach called? It was Portland Beach. All the gear pretty much weighs almost like 30 to 40 kilos. So we're all knackered, and I've had a good night's sleep, maybe about 9 hours. I feel like I haven't slept at all. I don't know about you, Trot.
I'm alright.
He's alright, he's doing okay.
I'm alright. Duncan, you alright?
I'm pretty knackered.
Knackered.
We're meeting Smith there, then we're going to jump in, do 2 dives, which are down to 18 meters to complete the whole PADI course.
Just double what we've done.
Yeah, yesterday I got to a maximum of 9.1, I think, which felt really deep. And I had a lot of issues with my ears because if you can't equalize, which is where you like pop your ears gently,
Looks like shit.
It really fucking hurts. Luckily I managed to do it. Once you get quite deep, it's fine. So either way, we're going to be trying to do 18 meters today, and we're off to Portland now. All right, mate, what's going on?
So much easier diving in a dry suit. So I got a new dry suit today, different one, because my feet were getting a bit wet yesterday. Although I think it was just because I got them wet. Well, I got a cool looking one, but I did love that dry suit I had, that bullet. Learning about dry suits, you know? Honestly, I think I could wear one every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As part of your regular wear.
Supermarket.
So easy to get on.
Yeah. Oh god.
It certainly keeps the warmth in.
Red Power Ranger ready. My wrists are too tiny to keep water out, but mine are still too big for my wrists, so I still get wet sleeves.
Yeah, Trot, do you know what we're going to do today on the dive?
Yes, we're going to do compass skills on the surface and underwater, so understanding where the hell we are. And then we're going to do an emergency ascent, controlled emergency ascent. So if your air's
and what
out...
do you have to do for that? What's that called, a Caesar?
You dump your weights and
Show
inflate your BCD.
Show us. That's it. He's got his hand in the air, he's looking,
So
and he's
go
breathing
up
out.
9 meters.
And what's your...
One breath of air, which takes about 20 seconds.
And what's the method for removing that air?
The higher the tone, the less air you're using. As long as your throat's open,
Yeah.
you're not going to expand your lungs. That's the point.
And you won't get bent.
Oh, you noticed my dive computer?
Oh, I just noticed you're wearing one of these fancy dive computers, not watch.
Puck Pro. So it's got the Puck Pro Plus.
Yeah, it's the one that gives you a bit more pep.
A little bit
Livens
more.
you up a bit.
Yeah, there's like a little filter that you can snort from.
That's how he reads his compass. Cool, I'm excited, mate.
Are you?
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Mainly for my ears exploding. Sorry, mate.
Just having a quick drink like a dog.
Actually, yeah, to be honest, I could do with a bit of a dog drink. Water's nice, isn't it? He looks happy.
Shame.
Down we go, down the steep ground. This is the last time you'll ever see us.
There we go. You're at risk of falling off there, mate.
Yeah, I am. I really am. Cheers.
Okay. There you go.
This time we're diving the Dredger, which was an old dredging ship that went down just outside the seawall at Portland. You may have noticed the line coming down from the boat. That is actually to give us some sort of orientation and bearing as to where we are in the water. It allows us to ascend and descend.
Knowing where the boat is.
Yeah, more easily. For people who've seen sort of footage of like coral reefs and diving, all that sort of stuff, this is diving in the UK.
Yeah.
I mean, the visibility can be better than this for sure, but one of the best reasons to dive and learn to dive in the UK is the conditions tend to be some of the most challenging you can find for a recreational diving qualification.
Yeah, so if you can do this, you can do anything.
Exactly. So learning to dive in the UK almost sets you up with an advantage versus, for example, somebody who learned to dive in one of the much nicer spots around the world.
Mauritius or Australia or something, yeah.
And there's still loads to see in the UK. There's, like we say, we saw big lobsters, giant edible crabs, there's scallops, wrasse. Loads of ugly spider crabs.
Just gotta look a bit closer, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and carry a torch.
Plentiful.
The visibility was much better, obviously, from our perspective. This camera obviously doesn't pick up what we saw. I think it was a bit better than this.
Yeah, it definitely was. The cameras it's difficult for a camera to pick up visibility underwater, but our eyes are just much better than a camera does.
The final thing we needed to learn was to ascend correctly, which we did tests in the pool, which was great. But when you're actually doing it in real life, it's a little bit scary. Cause like here, we didn't need to do a stop, but when we go deeper, you have to do a stop for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on what your dive watch says.
And depending on how deep and how long you've been underwater, you've got up nitrous bubbles, nitrogen bubbles, which can be really bad for you because they basically bubble in all your joints, and anywhere that it can escape, it will, and can cause some serious damage.
We're officially divers.
Wait for somebody.
We're qualified divers now, and they're going to get into the boat. So let's watch that fiasco.
I'll qualified diver.
Here he is, all his force. That's it. That's it. Yes, that's it. Use your fins.
Not today.
And that's it. It's a really good dive. Got to see a lot of stuff, but as much as you could. Hopefully the footage this time was good. Yeah, that was actually a really good one. Okay, he's going to flip her out like a salmon. 3! And there he is. There he is. Oh, he's back again. He just exerted all his energy. Oh,
I'm sorry.
She's fucking lovely. Not again.
Come on, Apple man. That's it. You got to get angry.
There we go.
You had to get angry, and then
you caught yourself a big one, Smith.
I know. I'm going to call him Chris.
Oh, that's nice.
Keep him in my tank at home.
How'd you find the dive?
It was good.
It's actually really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A bit more visibility than yesterday, I think.
I was a little bit. My inner ear made me a bit dizzy at one point, which was exciting.
Oh, really? Okay.
I struggled to equalise quite a bit.
What's your favourite thing about putting this back on, Trot?
The sheer weight. I love the weight of that inevitable pulling me into the water.
There he goes.
I got the crabs on the video, I didn't see the lobsters.
The lobsters were crawling over one of the pots.
So each time I've done this, I've had a nosebleed. I think it's something to do with the pressure. Anyway, that was a really good dive.
Yeah.
You're about to come up.
So that was 17.5 I actually really enjoyed going down that deep. It
Oh,
felt
good, wasn't
proper,
it? Yeah.
like...
And then you don't really notice it,
No.
like once you start going deeper and deeper.
Yeah, that was great.
That's good.
Right, now I've got to
you
get back on this boat.
Had another nosebleed, didn't I?
Every time.
It's like a mild, like, I think it's just the pressure or something.
Just your capillaries just popping a little
Popping
bit.
each time.
Probably nothing to worry about.
It's not a lot of blood, it's not like a gushing blood.
Yeah.
Nosebleed.
Oh, first time!
He's so graceful.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what it's all for.
Thanks, Pete.
Freddo's used to be 5p, now 25.
25p.
So, Ross,
Yeah.
after... Whoa! Just straight in the Frank's face.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Just busting it open.
That was the wrong
Helmet.
You're right.
Yeah.
He just busted open a can.
Not going to hear for a week.
I think he's got the bends, guys. To the compression chamber with you.
Yeah, so Ross, you were obviously a bit worried about deep water.
Daunting.
Now you've been down to
been good, yeah.
18 meters and no deeper.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Um,
Do you think it's alleviated any of your worries?
it's been really good and quite an experience.
Yeah.
Yesterday I couldn't equalize properly for a while,
Yeah.
but today it was fine.
Yeah.
Airwaves.
Yeah.
The cheeky little plug for airwaves. But that yeah, no, it was really good diving today. When we were just floating around, that was the best part really. Just
Yeah, the
wandering
drift,
around and
right?
just start seeing stuff. And did you see how big some of the fish were?
Oh yeah.
And those giant crabs that were just
Those
tucked
crabs
under.
were gigantic.
Yeah, they're massive crabs. So yeah, it's really good. You know, the fears people have, like over like dumb things like sharks and whatever, like just goes away completely when you're in there.
Jump off,
Yeah, sorry.
and then
Yeah,
a couple
time
of
to-
start some stuff up.
I'll
Dismount.
jump off and you guys
Here's all the gear that we took on board. There's a lot of kit to take off. If you hate packing, this isn't for you.
And we return to land. Open water.
Qualified
Dive.
now, mate. You're a qualified diver.
Qualified diver.
You can put that in your
Straight to
Twitter
a
bio.
Yeah.
I am a
straight on
qualified
Tinder.
diver.
And
That's
plenty
it.
of fish and all the other ones. Got 20.
That's fine.
Yes.
They'll find him. They'll find you.
You'll find me.
Well,
We're done.
finally out. I've got our qualification. What is this?
Oh my god, what have you done?
Normal?
I think it's on Velcro.
It's just Velcro.
It's your
The dry
kangaroo
suit's
pouch.
inside.
Well, you
An
can-
interesting thing to discover after the dive. So we've done, what, 5 dives now?
Yes, 5 open water.
5 dives, that was the last one.
Yeah.
That was probably the best one.
Yeah.
And that was the deepest.
That was at
Hit
18
18
meters.
and no more.
Feeling
We're now
pretty all over the place, but yeah, there you go.
But yeah, one of my ears definitely got a bit
Yeah,
warm.
I can barely hear myself speak.
But that was really good.
It was great.
Yeah, yeah.
It's intense, but a ton of fun. And we
Yeah.
got talking. So did Duncan, who's holding the camera.
Yeah.
I think the moment I take this off, I'm going to be knackered. Like, I'm just going to want to sleep for days.
Well, we got a lot to do.
We've got to
now.
go spend an hour de-kitting and
Yeah.
logbooking. Thank you to Darren and Frank and today Rob from Dive Academy and Louise from Dive Academy for being awesome and teaching us how to do it all. There is details in the description below about a promotion that
Yes.
they
Yeah.
want to do where basically they give $5 to charity, you get a $5 off a try dive. Check it out. Also, absolutely thank you so much to WDC, World Dolphin Conservation
Stop
Charity.
bloody whaling.
Stop whaling.
Yeah, it's been awesome. They've been great. They've organised this all for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're an awesome charity.
We got qualifications.
And yeah,
We did it. We did it for you,
I've been at school for a week.
Yeah, it really has been hard as hell, but it's been a good week. It's been very, very fun.
Now we're qualified divers.
Yeah.
So we can muff dive all we want.
Or dive in the Bristol River. Bristol
That
River dive,
sounds
anyone?
sick.
Sounds horrendous. But yeah.
Sewer diving.
Get trapped by that
Sewer
line.
diving.
Sewer
Who wants to go
diving.
to a sewer dive?
Alright.
But yeah.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if
And,
you give a shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go diving. Why not?
If not, let the professionals do it.
Yeah.
Just
Come on.
stop wailing though, because
Stop waiting.
It's
the way
terrible.
it
It's bloody awful. It's morphin time.
Oh, wait.
I don't know what the.
Do my compass.
Right, come on, we better get out there now.